A system notification appears before our hero, stating that the trial of the death brand has ended. The instant this notification appears, our hero stands up from the coffin. The moment he rises, he sees the Anomaly's king standing in front of him. With a serious yet strangely relieved expression, he thinks to himself, "What a terrifying death brand." This trial actually made me feel that even the King of Death has started to seem somewhat kind and approachable. However, this experience of the rebirth trial, I truly never want to go through it again. Our hero begins recalling everything that happened in the past. The moment I confirmed that I had already been locked by the King of Death's inevitable death ability, I immediately made my decision. Since death was inevitable anyway, there was only one option left to gamble everything: implant the death brand. At that moment, the system notification appeared before him: "You have implanted the death brand into your body, learning all abilities of the death brand." As soon as our hero clicked OK on the system notification, he instantly lost consciousness. This happened because his death seal had activated and was in a waiting for effect state. Because of this, he fell completely into the control of the Anomaly's king. During that time, continuous system messages kept appearing before him. Among them were several messages related to the King of Death, such as, "The rule of inevitable death applied by the King of Death is now in effect on you. You have died. Death brand ability activation step 1 completed. Detected that the death brand has been implanted into the body of the King of Death. Ability activation step 2 completed." At the same time, our hero fell into the coffin. Even while lying inside the coffin, system notifications kept appearing continuously. The death brand will now proceed with the final step, the trial of death. The trial of death is the threefold trial imposed by the death brand upon its holder. Only after passing this trial can one obtain the 3 abilities of the death brand. The first is the fire attribute ability Mystic Yellow Springs. Across heaven and earth, in all 4 directions of hell, the flames of the yellow springs burn endlessly, never extinguished, endlessly incinerating. The second is the poison attribute ability Death Collapse. Your body will be assaulted by the invasion and curse of death itself, collapsing endlessly without end. The third is the earth attribute ability Hellish Evil Scenery. The gates of hell open for you, as evil spirits line up to escort you to your burial. Within the trial, all experiences and pain make it impossible to distinguish between reality and illusion. It feels as though one has truly entered an endless cycle of death and rebirth. Only after exerting unimaginable effort did our hero finally pass the trial of the death brand skill. After regaining consciousness, as our hero recalls everything he experienced while unconscious, his expression becomes extremely serious. Looking straight at the Anomaly's king standing before him, he thinks with unwavering determination, now is the moment to face the true battle, to oppose the inevitable death rule of this King of Death. At that very instant, he activates his thunder power and releases it across the entire area. The moment his thunder power erupts, violent turmoil breaks out everywhere. Seeing this, the Anomaly's king becomes slightly shaken. Our hero continues releasing thunder endlessly. The coffin that once bound him is shattered from below as he breaks free and falls directly onto the ground. The moment he lands, massive clouds of dust rise everywhere. From the sky above, the Anomaly's king stares down at him with a serious expression. From within the dust, our hero emerges, laughing as he grips his head, his eyes burning with rage as he glares at the Anomaly's king. At this moment, the Anomaly's king is visibly stunned. Just then, another system notification appears before our hero. The King of Death has sensed your resurrection. Seeing our hero resurrect right before his eyes, the Anomaly's king becomes overwhelmingly furious and immediately launches attacks. Waves of death energy are continuously unleashed across the entire area. The attacks fall directly onto the spot where our hero had been standing. However, our hero dodges the attacks and moves a short distance away, stopping directly in front of the Anomaly's king. As he stares at him with a serious gaze, another system notification appears. You have successfully evaded the inevitable death rule. Reading this notification, our hero begins to laugh. Blood slowly drips from his mouth as he laughs, but despite that, his eyes are filled with madness and resolve. At the same time, the Anomalies King, seeing our hero in this state, is consumed by even greater rage. After this, the story shifts to outside the Moon City blockade line. There, we see that the entire area is completely surrounded by tombstones. Senior Wu arrives along with the others. The moment they witness this horrifying scene, everyone panics and says in shock, "Such dense death energy." Seeing the terrifying sight in front of her, Lin Yi immediately thinks of our hero and worries deeply, wondering if her cousin might be involved. However, at that very moment, Galen activates her spiritual power and shouts loudly, "Don't overthink it. Since we're already here, hurry and save people. Try breaking the tombstones." Just as they activate their spiritual powers and prepare to launch an attack, a water-type attack suddenly strikes from beside them. It is Gu Yuru, who arrives at the scene and says that she is coming along as well. The moment Galen sees her, she asks in surprise, "Yuru, you're here too?" After that, Yuru and Galen both begin attacking together. While attacking, Gu Yuru says that she also wants to join them. They continuously launch attacks throughout the entire area, smashing the tombstones one after another. As they break the tombstones, they discover many dead bodies inside them. However, there are also some bodies that are still alive, even though they were buried inside the graves. At this point, all the tombstones have been destroyed. But suddenly, new tombstones are created once again. Seeing this, everyone becomes extremely alarmed and panicked when they realize the tombstones have reappeared. Galen, now visibly shaken, urgently warns everyone, "Be careful. The anomaly here has the ability to pull all living beings into tombstones." At the same time, several skeletons burst out from inside the tombstones, tearing through the ground as they emerge. They prepare to launch a simultaneous attack on everyone. But suddenly, all of the skeletons feel an overwhelming and powerful pressure. One by one, they begin sinking back into the ground. Seeing this unexpected turn of events, everyone is left completely stunned. Witnessing this, Gu Yuru asks anxiously, "A collective retreat. What is the Anomalies King trying to do now?" While moving forward, Galen responds, "I don't know. It must be a major move. Since we're already here, all we can do is respond to whatever comes." At that moment, Senior Wu arrives carrying several people on his shoulders and says, "This might actually be a good thing. The Anomalies King has withdrawn his power. Those who were just buried here may still have a chance to revive. This means that the Entamer did not sacrifice himself. On the contrary, he has caused considerable trouble for the Anomalies King."